This is obviously about how to charge for forestry mulching. How much should I charge? If you change it to 50, it's $5.27. And then if you go all the way down to 30, which is the minimum. Holy crap, guys, this looks awesome. This is gonna be the coolest YouTube video ever. Stand by. Let's do our intro. Got our energy drink for the day. Got my Key West koozie. I'm not gonna lie, turned into one of those koozie people. Always gotta put something in your koozie. All right, so what is today's video about? Why should you watch this entire video? If you're going to watch one video all the way through, this phone is so heavy, it's moving the camera. Boom, camera mount. Hold on, I need to get another one for the microphone. Put that there, and then let me crank that soldier boy down. All right, get up there. That should hold it. And then we'll do this. That's fine. You guys good? All right, back to the show. Back to your actually scheduled program. I have actually scheduled this today. Oh, one thing I gotta do, so I don't keep bopping the camera, I gotta put my microphone cord, because Bluetooth is, I just realized this, it's weird that I plugged this microphone in. Anyways, today's video is sponsored by treeservicewebsites.com. $99 off your first month if you use FL Tree Shop. That's the promo code. It's a promo code, FL Tree Shop. $99 off the first month, which is like, oh great, $99 off. Must be expensive. No one gives off that good of a deal. You're right. It's super expensive. It's $149 per month. That's less than one trip to the gas station for me. I don't know what it is for you, but put it in perspective. A website that gets ranked on Google, a website that converts leads, a website that's managed by a small business like yours, right? A family, right? North Florida, so they're good people. Just saying. Treeservicewebsites.com. Check out the brands that currently use them for website services, and see if you want to be in company with some of those brands. If you do, give them a shout. I know some of those brands that are in that list, and I would like to know the rest of them over time, but the ones that are there, you should recognize those names if you, I don't know, track a standard in the industry like I do. So some of these names I've come across and I do associate with professional. So that's all you need to know. Oh, there's no contracts. It's your website. It's your domain. They just build it and manage it for you. When it needs an update because Google wants to change stuff, not that they do it that often, but it seems often enough that I have certificate issues or a 404 issue or mostly server issues on Vercel and such. If you don't know what that is or how to fix those issues, like I said in the last video, you probably shouldn't be messing with it. Go to the woods, go make money, go do what you do. Let tree service websites do what they do. treeservicewebsites.com. All right, so what is this video actually about? One, I'm not going to be driving this video. I'm just going to be pacing back and forth. Get over it. Apparently, if you want to go viral on YouTube about this singular topic, you have to be driving your pickup truck down the road on your way to do estimates, which is fine. I'm not hating. It's just funny. I'm not going to do that. I was like, this is a silly pattern. I'm going to stand in front of my equipment and I'm going to point to it and talk to you. So I'm going to point to things and I'm going to say how much that particular thing costs me to run per hour. I'm going to tell you why it costs that. I'm going to tell you why your price might not be the same as my price. I'm going to tell you why you should charge more than 30% profit, not less than 30% profit. I'm going to show you why your excuses don't matter. I don't care about your excuses. I've met with companies from basically every region of the United States, maybe not every state, but at least every region. I've talked to people in Canada, talked to people in Germany, talked to people in Australia. Man, I want to say we talked to someone in South America. Or tried to maybe, and I just couldn't get past the language. Can't remember exactly, but whenever I meet with these people, everyone always asks me, what should I charge? How should I sell this? And up until now, I've always been very cagey about this. I can tell my website or my YouTube channel, I don't really post about it a lot. I try, and the videos suck when I posted about this in the past because I take it as like a point of duty, a point of order, a point of honor to make sure that the information that I'm pushing to you is beneficial to your company. I do not want to push information that is spun or fraudulent, whether intentionally or ignorantly, and stuff out there that can hurt your company. So I've tried to make these videos in the past, and they sucked because I was limiting myself, because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust the math. I didn't trust my solutions at that time. Okay? Now, for a while now, actually, been well past that. I'm confident in my math and my numbers and my systems and my science that I'm hurting people's feelings publicly and indirectly. If you oppose what I say, that's fine. And if you can find fault in everything and anything that I teach, that's fine too. I appreciate that. Find it. I am not saying that anything that I create is the end all be all. It is just the latest version, okay? An upgrade great enough of a leap forward that it is its own thing, its own system, own way of doing things. Now people say, I have it written down actually. Where do I have it written down? I have it written down, maybe right here in my book. Hold on, I'm going to say what Google says. Okay, so this is obviously about how to charge for forestry mulching. How much should I charge? How much should I pay? What unit of measure should I sell by, right? When it's on QuickBooks, when it says quantity, what should I put in the quantity? What's the quantity that I'm selling? What's the package that I'm selling? What's the thing that I'm selling? So no one cares about the line item. I don't I'll talk about that in a little bit. This video is mostly going to be focused on the money side of everything. The cost, profit, business, that side of this industry, of this line item, which is called forestry mulching. It is a service that we offer to landowners that want it. That's it. It provides an end result that is appealing to most landowners that are not building directly on. If you're building directly on, you will still need to grub that area. If there's a tree that's bigger than the package you hire and is in the middle of your kitchen, it has to be removed still. Anyways, people get real angry about forestry mulching's a scam. And those guys just, you know what I mean? They're the worst. Anyways, Google says the best way is by project bid. Now, it basically means by a proposed rate. It's not really flat rate, because flat rate would be this amount times this, right? It's not, it's just a project rate, a total, right? You got to say how much you're going to do it for and then stick to it. Google goes on to say, though pricing can be broken down by acre, hour, or day. While you can do this, it is not advised. It takes a skilled operator to not get bit by the individual pitfalls of acre, hour, or day rates. I've talked about the failures and the negative operations of hourly and day rates. Day rates are the best for much more larger scale objects like land clearing and such. But for forestry mulching, because we can be so specific and because we can know without a shadow of a doubt, realistically, our numbers, it doesn't make sense to use antiquated methods of sales. So acre rate and hourly mixed are what you need here, and that's what we built here at Tree Shop. If you heard me talk about it, I've talked about it as inch acres, which is a volume measurement. It is a work volume. Inch acres in forestry mulching is how you sell forestry mulching. Bar none. Step up to the plate. Come on. If you have something better than my system, come on up to the plate. I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm just tired of going to the internet and seeing people say things, people that come to me for questions, first of all, and then say things online that I'm like, well, I don't think you paid attention, because that's sort of what I say, but then it's also kind of wrong. I also don't like people who just read off of ChatGPT and spew that AI nonsense, because it's like right, but then also has these weird edges of aggression in the content that's like, well, are you saying that, or is that what ChatGPT thinks the industry thinks of things? Because if you ask ChatGPT about renting equipment, it makes it think everyone hates renting equipment. And if you rent equipment, you know how awesome it is. Renting equipment is a great thing when done appropriately, right? So I just got real fed up with it. So we're going to go over inch acres in a bit, but we're going to start with the money. We have to know, I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to get my notes back out. Put my stand back. All right, this is my notes. We have to know what equipment, what employees, and what profit margin we're going to bill at. Less than 30% is stupid. I don't know what to tell you. If you're billing less than 30%, you should just quit. You should quit billing less than 30%. That's what you should do. You should start billing 30% or more. It doesn't take an MBA to understand replacement rates, and I guess it does. I'm not a teacher. I'm not really trying to be a teacher. I'm just showing you what I do, what I've built, and that can provide you value for your company. If you want to implement my system, it is available. So basically, when you take all of this equipment and you take the operator, and Lacey's inside, she's the admin, and you put all that together, you have something that can produce value for a customer, right? I can go with my truck and trailer and such and go and do work on someone's property, and then they can pay me for that. That exchange of value is there, right? People think that exchange of value is determined, one, by competition, which is not true, right? What does the market pay? They think it's what the customer is willing to pay. That's also untrue. The customer has no idea what they should be paying. Every single customer that watches this video is going to be like, wait, it costs that much to run that? I didn't know that stuff was that expensive. Whenever anyone talks to me about, they come up to me and, hey, how much does this cost you? You tell them, this is $250,000. They'll be like, oh, wow, that's a lot. You don't get here by accident. You get here by really stubbornly pushing forward. But when you get here, you have to stay here. You have to charge X amount. Regardless of how much work you have, regardless of if it's snowy or sunny or rainy, or if you like your operators or not, it doesn't matter if the dealership is messing with your equipment or not. You got to charge fairly. And this is how you do it. One, we define the work. We have that with our inch acres, right? That lets us know the start and stop point. When we have a stable volume of work measurement, we can then translate our costs to it more accurately, which allows us to predict to within a 1% margin of error. I posted an article about it. You can go read it. But we can get within 1% margin of error on accuracy on total project cost without doing a site visit for any forestry mulching project, any machine running any head. The math really likes knives because that's the most math I have the most data I have backs up running knives. So if you have a carbide, we will just adjust you down to a less productive level, because if you like carbides, you basically don't like being productive. Don't get offended by that. All right, so our LBR, and this is where I'm gonna put the microphone down. Hopefully it does good. Doesn't look like it's gonna do good. All right, so I'm gonna do this. All right, good. I'm gonna pull my phone out and I'm gonna enter it. Hold on, my watch wants to do an update. Really? Right now? All right, good, it's done. That was weird. All right, I'm gonna exit everything. All right, let's go to Tree Shop. All right, this is my app. I hope that shows up good. I really don't want to edit a bunch of stuff. Hold on, let me just check it. Yep, all right, yep. All right, you never know with cameras, like if they're mirroring or flipping or whatever. All right, so obviously I only have one company in my app. So I'm gonna open it up. This is my app. What I'm going to show you right now is equipment pricing. So take this diamond right here. If I'm going to send this diamond out, this is Diamond Pro X2. If I'm going to send this diamond out on a project, I need to know how much it's going to cost me to send, right? If I don't know how much it's going to cost me, then I don't know how much to charge. And if I don't know how much to charge, oops, my paper's flying away. If I don't know how much to charge, then you're never going to sell anything. So you just break it down by price. So this mulcher, we know the price to purchase it. We know roughly how many years you're going to run it for, what a set of knives costs. You can figure out all of the factors. If you're new, you can really get close by, it's really hard to get close actually. If you don't operate it and have all the operational data, it's really hard. The good news that I do have all the operational data, and I can break all forestry mulching equipment down to, and really all equipment at this point, down to the hourly cost in a way that works for us as an industry. So this is just the Diamond Pro X2, runs about $19.80 an hour to own and operate for 5 years. Honestly, if you've owned mulchers for more than 5 years, you're probably shopping for a new one. You know what I mean? So you can run them for a super long time, and the bigger ones do a lot better. But after 5 years, you're like, my Fecon's kind of hurt. It's not hurt, it's just worn out. You know what I mean? It vibrates a lot. We got to get it balanced. Got to get a new push bar, things like that. So 5 years for a forestry mulcher, I think that's fair, and runs at 20 bucks an hour. So starting out, we already know if this goes on the job site, I have to build a minimum $20 an hour. That's 0 point is $20 an hour. Now we want to add the skid steer. Where is it? I want to add the skid steer. How much is my Cat 265 to run an hour? $57.30. All right, so now we got two pieces of equipment, right? We got 60 bucks an hour and 20 bucks an hour, roughly, right? So now we're at 80 bucks an hour is zero. Now, if you've watched any other videos on how much forestry mulching costs, typically you're gonna get a number in that video that puts somewhere around 250. Some people say 200 to 250, 200 to 350. 350 is basically still losing money for me, but is acceptable, I guess, on a bad day. Anyways, you put all this together, right? Oh, what's the truck cost? That's how much this truck costs. This is my XL. What's this gooseneck cost? Here's my gooseneck, right? So once we put all that together, then we got to have someone that can run it, someone that has to interact with the customers, someone that has to sell it, right? So for Lacey, it's just us. That's the team at Tree Shop. It's just Lacey and I now. We actually don't do very much outside of us. We do all of our own ads now. We do all of our own website stuff. I don't really recommend doing your own website stuff. That portion will make more sense down the road as to why I do it. But treeservicewebsites.com is where you should get your website from, or get a new website. You can always have more than one website. You can just have more than one website, especially in this industry. It seems to be the thing. Spam the internet. Anyways, so you put all that together, you take all the stuff and you mix it all together and it creates what we call a loadout billing rate. I call it LBR. You'll hear that. My loadout billing rate is my standard loadout is the 265, the Diamond, or the Fecon. I might pull my gooseneck. I'm trying the bumper pull more. I gotta fix the lights on it, but right, I don't really run my bumper pull. So my daily setup is my 450, my gooseneck, and I'm gonna hide the mic, and one of the mulchers. The FAE is behind me because it's making a small comeback. We're gonna try it out on the fence line here with the new jumper plug, or with the different jumper plugs. I have 3 different jumper plugs, so I don't really know what's going on with that, so I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Anyways, because I know the production rate of a forestry mulcher as it pertains to the biomass on a piece of land, I can predict to within a 1% margin of error how much time it will take to complete a project. So once we have all of the equipment listed and broken down and all of the employees listed and broken down, we create a loadout, right? So this is going to say we have $144 of equipment costs, right? And then the orange number is labor costs at $119 an hour, which includes workers' comp, which include payroll taxes, which are just ridiculous, which includes payroll processing, which is really the most awful thing. I think workers' comp is more corrupted or more ruined of a solution. And then the second one, payroll processing, it is just trash. All of the companies that service the tree industry for payroll are literal trash. So it is a great time if you want to make a startup company, or if you are a startup and you want to pivot more, take on the tree industry from hey, let's try and make a good solution, not just a solution. Grouping everybody into just giant workers' comp policies is ridiculous. I understand the complexity of individual policies and such, but there's got to be a better way. There just has to be. And I think we can do it if we go into it with the right mindset. So, rant over. I think we're on rant number 4 or 5 now. So anyways, everything's listed out there on my loadout, and in the system we can edit it. If you don't know what you're doing and you get the app, ask me, I'll help you edit it. Don't just go in and just start changing everything until the AI is managing it. Once my AI agent is managing the app, it will just let you know when you're making a mistake. It'll just be like, hey, that number seems a little outrageous. You sure you want to charge $250 an hour? We're going to lose money if we do that. Anyways, we are on version 1.4 actually on my phone right here, which is 2 behind my computer. So I guess I should update my phone more. So people want to know, great, I want to make a proposal. I want to turn this into, how do I translate $20? This costs $60. All of it costs $264 per hour. Once you add in profit margin, it goes up, right? I didn't show you profit margin. Let me show you that. Loadout, 2025 loadout. That's what I called this one. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. You see that bottom there? It says profit margin 45. If you have a 45% profit margin on the cost of this loadout, which is 263, the orange number, right? It's going to tell you have to charge $479 per hour. If you change it to 50, it's $527. And then if you go all the way down to 30, which is the minimum that I'll allow on my app. If you're going to charge less than 30%, you shouldn't even use this system. You're not going to give it your all, then If you're not going to be worth 30%, probably shouldn't go work for people, right? So 30% is $3.76 an hour, which is why earlier when I said $3.50 is still losing money. It's $25 off per hour, the bare minimum. If you don't understand that, I'll do it on another video. But anyways, let's build it at 44%. It comes out to 44%. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm pretty sure 44% is, there's actually an iOS bug that was affecting the weather app from displaying 69 degrees. Anyways, I think it's the same bug. I just noticed that. I'm going to fix that. Anyways, it says $4.79 per hour is what we charge. So because I have my app, I can make a proposal very easily. I'm just going to, how do I do this? Can I see? All right. I'm just going to go to proposal. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to hit create new proposal. This is what you see. Now, normally you'd have a customer or a lead, right? And you would be converting a lead to a proposal. Normally you don't just start in the proposal, but say you want to do forestry mulching, because that's the loadout we have right here. And say you're going to do 1 acre and you're going to do a 6-inch package. Now on my map, it's super cool. You can go and draw. You can go draw everything and it'll adjust the acreage to the footprint that you draw on the map. And property lines and such will be coming soon. But for now, let's turn on, I don't know, let's pull it out a little bit maybe. All right, so we'll go to 6. Let's say we're going to do an 8-inch package. It's going to take my property or my loadout here. This mulcher, right? This mulcher, this skid steer, this trailer, this truck at a 50% profit margin. It says that I'm gonna be there for 7.3 hours, and my line item total is $35.08, including transport, site prep, fees, anything else like that that's in the back end. It's all there. Now this can obviously get dialed in to add in all of your excuses that you say I can't factor for. I can. And it really is that easy. So how much? This is what everyone wants. Everyone wants me to run different scenarios. So let's do 0.5, 0.75. Oh, oops. There it is. Right? I actually quoted this just now. 4 acres at 8 inches. Here's 7 acres at 7 acres at 15 inches. This is literally just converting time to a total based on what this is mathematically limited to in production. It's limited to, it predicts it based on the production rates of hydraulic flow when processed through a DCR head running knives. It really is pretty accurate, and user skill can increase it to a certain extent, and then there are some attachments that can bump that up and can impact it. I'm aware of all of them, so I can adjust for all of them as well on your system in your company, specifically if you happen to be running these ones. Other than that, I don't know what else to tell you guys. That's kind of how forestry mulching works. That's how you charge forestry mulching. How big of an area are we mulching? That's question number 1. Question number 2, what is the largest diameter tree you want us to process and target on your project? People don't understand this, so you do have to help them understand diameter, DBH, right? 4.5 feet roughly off the ground. Measure it 4.5 feet because foresters are short. I'm not really sure, but anyways, that's supposed to be chest high. Anyways, measure 4.5 feet off the ground with a DBH tape. If you're going to do it tree by tree, it'll tell you if it's a yes or a no on should the mulcher hit it. 0 to that number. That's that's the tells you use. You take the package you're going to use, small, medium, large, and you have the area do it, and that creates your mulching score. That mulching score with your production rate tells you how many hours that project is going to take you. Add in transport, add in lunch or whatever, add in, if it's a multi-day event, you can add in multiple rounds of transport, at least in for scheduling. Not everything has to be billed, but you can solve this automatically. Because we know the numbers, because we know our numbers. The reason why I have been so cagey about putting this out there is because I actually do respect your company. I do want you to do well. I want you to take care of your family. I want you to be independently wealthy. The more independently wealthy middle class we have, a better country we have. It's just that simple. The more people you can employ, the less people go to big corporations and go to government work. The more people you can employ, the more capable your community becomes. Okay? So in order to have a strong foundation for where you can bring in employees, you have to have a good understanding of your numbers. This is the best way to do it. Tree Shop is open for members. You can go apply at treeshop.app/tech. Check out the treeshop.app if you want to go read some of my articles. I have written a lot more on the website now, and you can really catch up on some stuff. I do recommend that if you are in this business, you go and read article number 1 on my website. Stop competing on price. It is annoying. The first thing people call to ask me is hey, should I run? The second thing they ask me is, great, now that I got that equipment, what are you charging? Don't ask me what I'm charging. I just, first off, showed you what I'm charging. Okay? Close enough. Okay? I do use your exact answers. My answers are rounded numbers. They're squared numbers. So if it's 17.65 cents for that one thing, put it in exactly that. Ask your accountant for their information. We'll get it for you. Do your thing. I will talk about this in the coming videos. Make sure you click subscribe. Drop the comments below. If I hurt feelings and you're in the industry, dust it off. Stand up. Let's move on. Okay? I am here. Move forward only. I am not here to talk about the past. I am not here to, beat a dead horse or beat a down man. What is it? What's the words? I don't know. I am moving forward. I want you to move forward with me. If you don't, that's fine. There's going to be a pressure change where you're going to be like, damn, I can't compete at all. And it's like, yeah, because everyone else is automated. Why is everyone else automated? Well, because I don't like actually worrying about if my company is stable or not. I want to know, okay? If you don't, Alex Hormozy's teachings, you should. Shout out Mosey. But one of the biggest things early on that I read or I picked up from Alex Hormozy was audit-ready financials, okay? If you do have audit-ready financials, then I don't know if you should be considered a professional company. You can be a professional operator. You can be a great tree guy, but everyone wants to say, hey, I'm a business owner, and then they talk down about being a business operator. And it's okay to, in your company, if you own it, like, it's okay to be your own employee. I work for my company. It's okay. But there needs to be a professional standard. We need to push the standard of just being every day. All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. I'm going to try and be as transparent as I can without oversharing. Trying to keep videos shorter. This is at 31 minutes already, so sorry. But not all will be talking. I will be making more mulching content and such. Different line items will also be showing up on the videos soon. And then I'm looking at a rain cloud coming in. So I gotta go. I'm Jeremiah. This is the Tree Shop YouTube channel. I'll see you later.